Why is beef red, but chicken is white? Why is beef bright red, while chicken is almost white? They're both meat. So why don't they look the same? It seems like such a simple question. Maybe cows have red blood and chickens don't. Maybe it's because one animal is bigger, or maybe it's just because that's how nature made them. But the real answer is hidden inside every muscle in your body, and it's helping you breathe right now. Let's imagine two animals living very different lives. The first is a cow. From the moment the sun rises, it spends hours standing, walking across fields, climbing small hills, and searching for grass. It rarely gets to rest for long. Day after day, its leg muscles are always working. Now imagine a chicken. It walks around the farm, scratches the ground for food, flaps its wings for a few seconds, and that's it. Chickens almost never fly long distances. Their breast muscles spend most of the day resting. So here's the question. If one muscle works all day while another hardly works at all, which one needs more oxygen? The answer is obvious. The cow's muscles. And that's where the secret begins. Inside muscles is a special protein called myoglobin. Think of myoglobin as tiny oxygen storage tanks. When a muscle is working for a long time, it needs a constant supply of oxygen. Myoglobin stores that oxygen and releases it whenever the muscle needs more energy. Here's the interesting part. Myoglobin is naturally red. The more myoglobin a muscle contains, the darker and redder the meat becomes. That's why beef is deep red. The muscles are full of myoglobin because cows use them almost every minute of the day. But what about chicken? Since chickens don't fly much, their breast muscles don't need to store large amounts of oxygen. Very little myoglobin means very little red color. That's why chicken breast is white. But wait, have you ever noticed that chicken legs are darker than the breast? That's because chickens spend almost their entire lives walking. Their legs work much harder than their wings. Harder working muscles contain more myoglobin, so the legs become darker. The same rule even explains fish. Some fish, like cod, swim only in short bursts, so their meat is almost white. But fish like tuna never seem to stop swimming. They cross entire oceans without resting. Their muscles need huge amounts of oxygen, so they contain lots of myoglobin. That's why tuna meat is dark red, almost like beef. And here's one more surprise. Fresh beef is bright red when exposed to oxygen. But leave it in the refrigerator for a while, and it slowly turns brown. Did it suddenly go bad? Not necessarily. The myoglobin simply reacts with oxygen and changes into a different form, making the meat look brown. So the color isn't really about the animal. It's about how hard the muscles work during its life. The more a muscle works, the more oxygen it needs. The more oxygen it stores, the more myoglobin it contains. And the more myoglobin it contains, the redder the meat becomes. So the next time you're eating a steak, a piece of chicken, or a slice of tuna, remember, you're actually looking at the story of how that animal lived, written in the color of its muscles.